So we've done bins, we have done parameters, we did grouping, and today we are going to work with something called sets. Even though they look very, very similar, but it is different that how what we are doing in grouping and what we are doing in sets. So let me do one thing. Let me open a new workbook. I'll save this. Like I've made this for grouping. So similarly, I'll make a file for only sets.
Yes, Ishani, we can do working as well.
Perfect. So this is how we are going to do it then from now onwards.
Perfect.
I'll
Thank you
try
so
to do
much,
that.
Ishani.
I'll post all the other files from the previous sessions into Tableau public and you can download from there.
Thank you so much, Ishani. It works.
You're welcome. All right. So what are sets? If you think about the definition, what do you think sets would have? Like in grouping, we said there's a dimension and there are items within the dimension which we are grouping. When you think about the word set, what comes to your mind? What do you think it will do?
Like in maths, we used to have set theory, like, right? So combination 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Something like combination of numbers in the set. Like,
Correct. Right. It's again grouping, right? It's if you
yes.
think about set means if I have let's say 10 things, I'm putting 2 things in one set, 2 things in one set, 2 things in one set. And how that set is created would be dependent on what is a criteria. Like say, I may put a things in set based on colors. I may put things in set based on size or the shape. So the criteria may be there, but the same concept is there that I have a group of items and I want to convert it into sets. Now, when we convert into sets, one major difference between groups and sets is when we were doing grouping, the only thing that we were focusing was on the dimension and its item. But over here, we can also include measures into it. Okay. How? Let's see. First, I'm going to tell you how to create a set manually, and then I'll tell you how to create a set even in a dynamic fashion. So let's do the same thing. We can have the subcategories, and in the subcategories, I can have sales. In sales, if I wanted to create a set, how does it work? Let's say from accessories all the way to the labels, I want to make as one set. So once you've selected it, over here we have set, create a set. Once you click on it, it is creating a set called subcategory set, and these are the value inside it, and we click OK. Now, unlike group where the items are there, when you create a set, what it does, it divides the entire data into in and out. As in, if I drop this over here, and if I say show in and out, so it shows me 2 things in and out. And what it will show me over here is the subcategories which are falling in the set and the subcategories which are not in the set. So I created a set, I called it subcategory set. Now when we are visualizing it, how does it visualize? It divides the entire thing into in and out. So no multiple 3 things, 4 things, no 3, 4 grouping will happen. Sets, you will have only in items which are in the set and items that are out of the set. Okay, so this is one major difference between groups in the sets. Are you guys able to hear me clearly?
Yes, Ishani.
I was logged out for a while. Can you explain what's the purpose of sets?
So purpose of set is again based on a certain conditions or certain criteria to put certain items of a dimension together. Okay, but the major difference of sets and groups is groups only takes care of dimensions. But when we are going to further learn things inside sets, you will see measures also come into play when you are creating sets. Plus in groups, I could have made multiple groups. Remember yesterday we had the product name and I was converting each product
Yes,
name
yes.
into one single group. So I could have multiple, grouping that I could have done. But over here, when you create a set, it divides everything into two parts: items which are in the set and items which are outside the set.
Okay.
Okay. So why we might do something like this? Let's say in my analysis, based on the condition, I created a set. Now my entire analysis that I want to run, the dashboard that I'm creating, if I wanted to even compare those two things, I can simply use this in and out thing. If I only wanted to work in the subcategories which are falling in my set, I can select in and click OK. Now everything is related to the set that I've created. All my analysis, all my visualization, any calculation I'll do will be based on the items which are falling in the set. Make sense?
Yes, yes.
And if
Dishan.
I wanted to compare the two, yes, go ahead.
No, I was just acknowledging.
Yeah. And if I wanted to compare the two sets, for example, in and out, so if I remove subcategories, so now I can even compare these two things. Let's say these are the these are the subcategories which is meeting certain condition. Now, if I want to compare the two, I can do it using the word in and out, and we can always change these names and give them some proper names.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Now, this is all manually done. This is still manual work. And obviously, we would want something better than that. Why we want better than that? Because the challenge with when we do it manually is that if the data changes, values are changing, new data got added. So whatever you've done items. So if you use some kind of conditions like top 10 and greater than, less than, equal to a certain value, condition based things, then it is a dynamic way of creating sets. So anytime the data changes, data gets refreshed automatically over here. Also, my sets will get refreshed. And once you've created a set, just like how the parameters stay throughout, the sets, the groups, everything will be available in all the other sheets for you to utilize it. So now let's see if I had to create a set of subcategory above a certain value. Okay, then how would I do it? So I can go to subcategory. I will go to create. I can go to set. And once I do, you will see very similar window that we get in filters. So if I check mark over here, this is again a manual work. I'm checking, it's manual. So I can go to conditions and I can say, okay, where the sum of sales is greater than or equal to, let's say, 200,000. Right? So this is condition based now. So anytime if there are certain subcategories which are falling in the set now, right? And in later stage, there are subcategories which are exceeding 200,000. So they may become a part of this set then. So I'm saying the sum of sales is greater than 200,000. That is a part of the subcategory set. Click OK. Now let's do this thing. Let's drop it over here. In and out. Let's drop the subcategory. And let's drop it over here. And there you go. So if you now see that anything which is more than 200,000 is following it in, and anything which is less than 200,000 is an out part. Right? Later, let's say machines are very close to 200,000. Let's say after 2 weeks when we are still looking at the dashboard, machines have also crossed 200,000. So automatically it will shift to the above set. Is it making sense?
Yes.
So this is the way of making it dynamic.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, yes.
Right. Let's try to do a small question around it. Using the Superstore data set, I want you to create a set, two individual sets, okay? And in a dynamic manner. When I say dynamic, I don't mean that select like this and select like this way. This is not dynamic, this is manual. So instead of selecting it in this fashion, go to the subcategory, go to create, from create, go to sets, and then do it. Okay. So in a dynamic fashion, create one set that is showing your top 10 customers based on profit and one set which shows your top 10 customer based on sales. Let's do this.
Okay, Shani.
We will create a set using customer ID.
Customer ID, correct.
Customer name also what?
Name should not be used typically because those are not unique. IDs are unique.
So Ishani, I had created the set, but how to drop it in the plane?
How
Paint?
to show it in the
Yeah,
visualization.
the visual, yeah.
Okay. So for example, top 10 based on profit, correct?
Yes.
So what did you do? You dropped the, okay, before even dropping, we can create a set. So you would have gone to customer ID, create, set, and
Yes.
then
Top.
I'll name the
Okay.
change, I'll change the name, top 10 profit. And then you would have gone to top
Yes.
and by field, top 10, and this is profit, right? And then,
Yes.
okay. Now, once you've dropped that, what you can do, let's say I want to look at the name of these top 10 customer ID. So first thing is, I need the customer ID because what this set consists of is in and out,
Yes.
correct? So if you drop it in the filter, it will give you an option. Come on. Over here, you have that you want to show members in the set or you want to show it as in and out, right? So if you leave at members in the set and if you drop the customer ID, you will only see the customer IDs which are member of the set,
Okay.
right? But if I wanted to see both and do a comparison on it, then I can click on in and out also and I can select all. So this will show me, and if I shift this over here, because now there is no filtering, it is showing me the top 10 customer, which are in the filter, which are in the top 10 based on profit and the ones that are out. Okay.
Okay.
So for our purpose, we just need to look at the top 10 based on who are in the set.
So for first we need to put in filters to select that option of in and out.
Correct. Correct.
I'll just try it.
Sure.
Done, Ishani.
Done. All right.
Can I show you if I did correct?
Just match up from here. This is the profit one.
Oh,
21277511965
put the could you please put the label also?
of profit. Okay. This is for profit one.
Yes, matching.
Matching. And similarly, we have to do for the sales also. What's the status for others?
Then Sunny.
Done.
Ishani, done.
Done. All right. So when you want to make top 10 on sales, again, we will go to customer ID only. And we will create a set. This time we are making top 10 on sales. Same part, top 10, this time on sales. And the sum of it, and okay. So this is done. Then again, I can drop this particular set over here. We can set it as show members in, customer ID, and sales. So these are the values. All good? Anyone needs help?
Ishani, when I am putting it into filter, it's only showing out, no in.
Then your the condition you've created is wrong. Just share your screen once. This will only happen when your condition created is wrong. You're
My
working on some other system.
So Ishani, we can use the parameter also for profit and sales, and we can do this in one sheet.
Profit and sales. As in?
Now
Oh, you want to show the
now
top
we
10
have
profit or
created
top 10
different
sales?
sheet.
We are, hold on. We are going to do
Now we
something
have
else. Yes, but we will do something else. I'll tell you what I want. Intention is something else to make you do these two sets. Hopefully that will clear your doubt also. I don't need parameters.
Ishani, can I show you through video because my Zoom is not working on my
That's okay, Sanjeev. Look for this thing. I'll tell you where you
Yeah.
might have went wrong. Look for this thing.
Yeah.
When you open your sets, edit sets, make sure it is not like over here in the condition, make sure it's none. And general, all of them are gone. Only the top one should have something over here. Make sure condition is none. I feel there is something left over here.
Okay, I'll just check. Yeah, you were right. I got
Right?
it.
Yeah. Because only when these conditions are overlapping, that's the time we don't get anything. That's why everything is coming as out. All right. Now we've got top 10 profit. We've got top 10 sales. We've got the name of these people in both. Now tell me one thing. Do you think the people who give us higher sales are also the people who are giving us higher profits?
No.
No.
Not necessarily.
No. Why?
I can always sell more, but profit is something dependent on our cost factor.
So discounts.
Yes.
I may be a customer who loves discount, only buys based on the discount. So my sales figure might look higher, but ultimately my profits might not be there. So these are my top 10 people who are giving me higher sales, but not necessarily higher profits. Correct? Now, if I wanted to look at the people
Ishani.
who are... Yes, Arshad.
Yeah, sales value is not matching for me.
Sales value is not matching. You want to share your screen once? Okay, just sort it once. Sort the sales.
Okay. Oh,
Matching.
sorry.
That's okay.
Now it's matching.
It's after lunch classes. I don't blame you guys.
No. Actually, I have very bad cold and
Oh,
fever.
and still your passion for visualization is making you sit in front of your computer.
Yes.
All right. Don't worry. Don't worry. And ask questions. I'll clarify. Don't worry. Okay. All right. So we know that the people who are giving me higher sales are not going to give us higher profits. Now, what if I wanted to find out the customers who are giving me higher sales as well as higher profit, because I want to identify them and probably have a different marketing campaign for them. I want to find out the people who are giving me higher sales as well as higher profits. So now what we do, we use something called a combined set. Okay. Now, when we go to combined set, a small thing that you guys need to remember, you can only combine the sets of the same dimension. As in, top 10 sales is based on which dimension?
Customer ID.
Customer ID. Top 10 profit is based on what? Customer ID. So if these were both created on a different dimension, then you could not club them. But now, since they have the common dimension, if I pick any one of the set, I will get an option of create combined set. So once you go to create combined set, you have various options. Like over here, this is my top 10 profit and sales. And I have already selected top 10 profit. I'll go ahead and select top 10 sales. Now, why this option came to me? Because they both belong to the same dimension. And if there were more sets on the same dimension, they all would have come in the list. Now, I have a choice. Do I want all the members in both the sets? Do I want the shared members in both the sets, the top one or the profit one? Which one are we looking at? Which set do we want?
As per the question, I think shared members, like common one, who is
inner join, right?
Yeah, inner
this
join.
is outer join, inner join, left join, right join, right? So this is the inner join that we want. We want the shared members of both, which exist in sales also and profit also. And we click on OK. So a new set has been created, top 10 sales and profit. Right? And if I drop this, and if I drop the customer ID, so out of all of them, only 2 people are there who are having higher sales as well as higher profit. Got it? So this is what a combined set can do. The only thing you guys need to remember when you're creating a combined set, you have to make sure that it is on the same dimension. If it's on 2 different dimensions, you cannot combine those sets over here.
So in this case, Shani, what you have put in the column?
In the column, we have put the sales and profit. Sales and profit has been dropped.
So do we have to create one? Combine. We have
First you need to
combined.
first you need to create a combined set.
Yeah, that has create.
If you've done it, then I just dropped everything over here. So the set has been dropped here in and out.
Yes,
Then I dropped customer ID. Then I double clicked on sales and profit. That's it.
Okay.
Shani, you said last 2 different
dimensions.
Mean I can't understand. Means 2 different.
So for example, one I have made on product name.
Okay.
Okay, so the dimension is product name. One I make on customer name. Right? So there are 2 different dimensions, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if I want to combine the set of based on product name and customer name, should I be able to do it? No. Okay.
Yes.
So that's what I meant. 2 dimensions, not 2D. I think you're thinking of 2D and 3D.
Okay.
The Tableau dimensions. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know when I was doing this top 5 and bottom 5 kind of a thing, somebody had asked me a question: can I show top and bottom on the same sheet?
Ishani,
I forgot. Yes,
I didn't get this table. How to identify
What?
which, uh, how can I
Hmm.
identify the top 10
Where
sales
to
and
drop
profit?
what? Don't worry too much. Do what I
Yeah,
do. Double click, double click, double click. Things mostly fall in place. Double click.
yeah, I did the same thing and showing the same results, but unable
Huh.
to find the top. How can I identify the top profit and top sales, top 10?
So the things which are in, it's a set, right?
Yes,
So in will be what? Which is meeting both the
only
criteria.
two values showing in.
Correct. So these two are the customers who are not only in top 10 sales and but in also top 10 profit.
Okay,
All right.
yes,
So if you, for example, if you sort by sales, right? So you see these are the higher sales, but there is the third highest sales has profit of 968. And further down, 13,000 is the sales, but the profit is zero.
okay, now
Correct. So
I.
higher sales does not mean higher profits. So there are only two people who are giving me higher sales as well as higher profit. So if you drop the customer name also, so Carrie and Vivek, two people who are giving higher sales and higher profits. All right.
Yes.
Now what I want everyone to do is create a visual for me that shows the top three that shows the top three no top not top three but top two and bottom two countries based on sales in one map.
Ishani, can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, I'll write it also. So top two and bottom two countries based on sales on one map. One map, both the things should be visible in one single map in one visual. And try to label them also.
Ishani, can we use, do we have to use parameter for it?
Not at all.
Okay, at the same visual.
Mhm.
And it done, but not sure. I did right.
China or Australia top two, Mongolia, Sweden, top bottom.
Or China and Australian top 2 and
I think
And
it's
Sri Lanka and Mongolia in
Mongolia.
bottom two. But they are coming in different, like how to do that.
Sri Lanka. Okay. Show me your screen, Arshad. Let's see your screen. Where's my map? In, out, in, out. In, out, out, in, out. Out and out. Click on show me, click on the map.
Where?
Yep. No, didn't you combine the sets?
Actually, I have created two sets. One to top two, and one is bottom.
But how will you visualize it together if you don't combine them? Put it on the map, click on show me, see the result yourself. Click on show me. Put it on the filled map, the data, instead of a bar chart. No. You don't have to remove anything. Just put it in the bar chart. Map, filled map. Undo everything. You need your values, right? Pratibha is drawing from me.
Which map?
Filled map. Second column, second row. Yep. But I don't know how much is going to get made. You remove so many things from here. So it's two distinct maps that it's showing out. I want one single map.
So we need to combine.
Shani, I've done it.
Okay. Sitaram, you want to share?
Yes, let me join my from personal laptop.
All right.
Give me 1 minute, please.
All right. Saikat, you want to share?
Still working now. Shani.
Or you log in from different machine? No worries. Kshitij, how about you?
They will
combined it and
Yep.
actually end.
Correct. All right. I think who else? Shweta, you got the same answer, right? You
yes,
using
I've
Mongolia,
labeled
Sri
one
Lanka.
more
Yeah.
level.
You labeled it also. Deepika, you did the same?
Yes.
All right. Perfect. Too many things, Sitaram. Too many things. There should be ideally 4 countries, right?
4 countries.
What have you done? Show me this top 2 and bottom 2.
Okay.
Edit and show me top to bottom 2 once. Edit the set. Over here on the left side, top to bottom 2 set. Just click on edit over there. Let me see how you combined it. The combined set, yes. So it's not an inner join that you want this time. Inner joins, you should not get anything. How come you're getting things?
It should be full outer join.
It should be a full outer join, but inner join should have been empty. How are you getting in is the question. Top 2, okay, show me the bottom 2 also.
Okay.
There is some problem because if you do inner join, ideally this should have been a blank map. Bottom 2, sum of sales. This also looks correct. Okay. And what is the combined set once again? To bottom 2 and inner.
All members in both sides.
No, that is clear, but I'm thinking, how is he getting anything in shared members? Okay, now I know why you're getting something in a shared member. Click OK once. Click OK. Click on in the row shelf, you have this in and out thing. Click on the drop down in the row shelf on the top. The blue color. Yes. The in and out.
Okay.
Click over here. Can you click? Yeah. it is showing in and out sets. That's why. Click on show members in set. That's why you're getting everything with that. Show members in the set. See, now it will go blank. You understood what happened?
Okay.
Think about it. What you're doing right now, you're showing all the members, which are in also, which are out also. So pretty much all the countries were visible. Right?
Okay. Got
Now,
it.
if you say top two countries are these, bottom two are these, can you have anything which is common to both? Never. Right? So if you do an inner, you should get a blank map, what you're getting right now. So do you want what is common between both, or do you want both? No, you opened or created a new set. Cancel this, cancel. Let's go back to the top and bottom. Edit. Edit. No, cancel again. We are not creating a combined set. Edit this set, edit. Yes. So you don't want shared, you want all members. Yes, click OK. Now it's correct. But it's just because of the layout that is divided into multiple. Remove it from the column, the longitude, and put it in the latitude itself. Longitude, latitude in the row shelf. Bring the longitude also in the row shelf. Just remove. Yeah, now it's fine. Right? And instead of putting numbers, we already know it's top and bottom. So it would be nice to have names. If you want to put label, I would put label of a country. So you can drag and drop the country dimension into label.
Okay.
Okay. Just drag and drop. Nothing that you have to do over here. First, you need to drag the field there.
Which field? Sorry.
Country. In label. Correct.
Okay.
This makes more sense, right? And if I was to do this thing, I will also color them differently. In the sense, I will pick a different color palette so that not everything is blue. One thing is a color and one thing is little orange or red to indicate it's a no, not color all of them different. I'll tell you what I mean. Let me share my screen now. So what you have done is correct. So what you had to do is go to the country and where is it? Create, set, top. Oops.
I even got it shown.
Okay. What am I doing? I'm going to duplicate this. Once you got these two, we are going to combine. And when you combine top and bottom, you can't have shared. You will have to do all members so that all four are visible to you. And once that is done, you just need to drop your countries. Once you drop your countries, this will show up. And then top and bottom countries, you can drop it in the filter. And if I drop sales value and click on show me, it does something like this, right? To make it more easy to understand, I would put country in the label, one thing. That is one thing I want to put country in the label. And second thing I was saying is, since the legend is all blue, so we can edit the colors and pick something which is on a reddish side at the bottom, something like this probably, and apply. So that this looks, this is looking like a top and this is looking like a bottom. That's what I meant. Understood?
Yes, Ishani.
Yes, Ishani.
little distinct colors. Instead of having in the same family, have it two different color families so that it's more visible that we are talking about top and bottom. Okay, so that's there in the sets part. Any questions from anyone? Anyone who's not been able to do it? All good?
Yes.
Ishani.
All right. Now, okay, now let's talk about one more thing today, and then I'll wrap it up. And tomorrow probably I'll take up few questions for you to work. I will not spend the entire class on it, but few questions I would want you to work on. So what I want right now is, let's say I have sales value and I have profit. So if I wanted to understand, if let's say the company is asking me, does higher sale mean higher profit? We want to understand higher sales means higher profit or not. Then what do we do? How do we show that yes, increasing our focus should be to increase sales? If we are increasing sales, our profit are increasing automatically. How will we do it? Essentially, what we are doing in this question is we are trying to find a relationship between sales and profit. Is sales affecting the profit or not? Are they correlated or not? So if in that case, what type of map or what type of chart is the most suitable one?
Scatter, line, scatter,
By it can be
Scatter
a
charts. Scatter charts.
scatter.
When you create a scatter chart, remember this thing, both the axis has measures on it. It is not created using a dimension. The axis, the x-axis and the y-axis, on both the axes, the measures are dropped. So how do you create a scatter plot? So I can have sales value. I can drop it over here, right? Then I have profits. I can drop it over here. Now, what do I want to see the relationship of sales and profit? Let's say I want to see it based on subcategories. So I can see there are certain subcategories where with increase in sales, my profitability is also high. And there are certain categories, even the sales is increasing, profit is still in the lower range only. It's not as high. Sales higher, and there are certain, this subcategory tables is there, sales is increasing, but profit is going down. So in order to find a relationship or to find how a particular subcategory, because not all the subcategories are going to behave similarly. They may be like this. For example, these four are behaving in certain manner. These are behaving in certain manner. This is behaving in a certain manner. So how do we group them over here? Or how do we make a person understand visually that this set of subcategories have a similar characteristics or a behavior?
So we can create sets.
But that set, what will be the condition? So there is a concept called clustering. Has anybody heard about it?
No, Ishani.
No. So clustering means what? Clustering means grouping elements of similar behavior. So very common thing that we do is segmentation, clustering, when you talk about data. So if I say, okay, this is one cluster, so this cluster has this kind of behavior. There's a second cluster, this cluster has this behavior. So it's not necessary that whatever strategies I'm going to come up with is going to be imparted for all the subcategories in the same manner. Some subcategories may have a different strategy and others may have different. Like if I would have put countries also over here, you would have seen the difference. So in order to understand this data better, I am going to create clusters to see the behavior, individual behavior of the clusters. So how do you create clusters? So clustering is done in Tableau through this pane called analytics. So we were working in data for so long. So this is analytics. And over here, you will see clusters. So once you drop the clusters, it is doing clustering based on profit and sales. And I close it. Now you will see, ooh, it's way too many clusters. Too many clusters, not good. Let's edit this. Why it is showing me so many clusters? Edit the clusters. Let's say if I want to divide into 4 different clusters, I can mention that also. So now it is divided into 4 clusters. This is cluster 1, this is cluster 2, this is cluster 3, and this is cluster 4. Like visually, when I'm looking at it, I think it can be divided into 4 clusters, this being a little odd spot, but mostly this is the clusters. Okay, let me take a better example. Hold on one second. Let's say it's not put subcategory. If we put countries and clusters. Yeah, so this is making 2 clusters. So these are the countries. And if I put the label of the country over here, these are the country, India, China, and Australia, which are having higher sales and higher profit. And these are the countries which are having lower sales and lower profit. So if I wanted to understand that, okay, where should I put more effort, or which are the countries where I need to do more in terms of having better sales, this second cluster, first cluster is the one to deal with. Second cluster is already doing well, higher sales is resulting in higher profits. You understood? And how it created that cluster on the behavior of profit and sales. Wherever they saw the behavior is same, it divided into cluster. So in the back end, there is a analytics model running called K-mean analytics, K-mean clustering. So K-mean clustering algorithm is running in the back end, or the models are running in the back end. And what it does is simply breaks up into 2 clusters over here. Understood?
Yes, Ishani.
Yes.
So how
Now,
do you get the colors?
the colors come itself. So colors come as soon as you drop the clusters. So if I remove the clusters once, right, they're all same color. Now I'll go to analytics pane over here, cluster, and I drop. Right? As soon as I drop it, automatically it says the behavior is of 2 kinds. There is cluster 2, which is India, Australia, and China, and cluster 1, which is at the bottom. Is it clear?
Yeah, now what?
Now with clusters, in order to further define the behavior, if you remember, I don't know if you guys remember or not, but when we were learning charts in Excel, we spoke about the scatter plots, and we spoke about the scatter plot also. And we said, if the line is like this, there is a positive correlation between the 2 measures. If it's like this, let's say if this is sales and profit, what this is depicting? This is depicting as the sales is increasing, profit is decreasing. So this is a negative correlation, right? So till now, we have only the points. What about this line? We should get this line also, right? So how do we get this line? We are going to drop the trend line into the visual. So once you drop the trend line, so now it is showing, this is actually doesn't look like a good cluster. In fact, this is looking like a better cluster. Over here, how is that possible? There's hardly a change in the sale. It's almost 0. And very small differences, but showing in a very big manner. You see what it says is profit is equal to minus 0.09 into sales plus 1975 this, right? So if I say if I'm going to make a sale of 1 rupee, what is my profit? I can calculate using this particular value. So this is not a very good trend line that is showing, and this is showing that we will make a profit of $348 plus whatever 0.033 into the sales. So using the trend lines also, we get an idea about how it is. So this is showing a positive correlation. This is showing actually a negative correlation. It might be the sales is higher. I don't know, might be because of the discounts or something. But still the profitability is high. We'll have to see the data more. But is it clear how to create clusters and how to create a trend line?
Yes, Ishani.
Okay, can you do this thing? By the time I want to upload one more data set on your in your classroom. Can you try to create a cluster?
Yes, Ishani.
The same you have created.
Yeah, the same I've created, and then I'll give you a case study in which we will work a little bit, just like how we did the last one, police encounter. This case study is called coffee case study. We'll do it tomorrow. I'm uploading it today. Please download it beforehand.
Done, Ishani.
All right.
Done, Ishani.
So I'm going to upload the data set for this and the business problem, both. So for tomorrow, I am going to request you to download both the things, the data set as well as the questions. The data set is not text file nor a CSV file. It's a access file this time. And in an access file, anybody who's looked at an access file? Access file can have multiple tables inside. So this is looking like one database to you, but they have multiple tables inside. So tomorrow we will be working with this table. So make sure you download both the things. We will go through the questions. So these questions have been created in this manner. Don't solve it beforehand. Don't try to solve everything beforehand and come. I don't need it. We can solve it in the class. And this is going to have questions like, compare the budget sales versus the profit and the actual sales versus the profit. Create a top-end parameter to show the top state based on the profit of major markets. What's the percentage sales? So everything we have done till today is what is revised in these 7 questions. All right. So tomorrow, let's do this thing. We are going to solve this case study. So whatever we have done till today, it's going to be a revision of it.
Okay,
Sounds good?
Okay. Yes, Ishani.
Yes, yes, very nice.
I would love if you could have done it and we could have discussed, but I know that's an unreal expectation since you all are working. So we'll do it in the class itself and kind of revise everything that we have done, because now what is left, I'll just take you through. We are left with we are done with the mostly the calculation and all these sets and graphs and all those groups and all those things. Now we are left with basic, some cleaning in the data set that is there. Then we have to talk about creation of the dashboards and analytics. So tomorrow we'll finish this case study and we'll finish the analytics portion, both. And on Friday, there's a holiday. So you can go and revise everything. And then Monday onward, we'll start with purely the dashboarding and the designing and tagging. So the technical part will get over this week. And then on Monday, we'll just do dashboarding and bringing all what we have created over here. So we'll keep on keeping these things ready so that we can create a final, dashboard and give all this information in one place.
Shani, do we have our weekly assessment on Monday?
Yes, ideally we would. Yes.
Okay.
Again, the same thing, 10-15 minutes, not a major one. 10 to 15 minutes MCQ conceptual questions. That's it.
Okay, great.
Okay. And then once we finish our classes, so today is 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19, 20. Okay, there's still time. So yes, next Monday also we will have a assessment, and on 26th then we'll have our final assessment. So tomorrow, case study, please keep the question and the data set ready. There are a lot of small things which you will understand tomorrow, working with Access databases, which you have not done in both the tools till now, revision of all the things of grouping, visuals, sets, clusters, dual access, all this thing will get revised tomorrow, and we'll finish analytics. And on Thursday, we will finish the few more things. The technical part gets over, and then we'll just start building. We'll take a case study and we'll start building a dashboard. End-to-end dashboard, just like how we did in Power BI.
Okay, Shani.
All right.
Yeah, Ishani.
Yes, please tell.
Yeah, I was wondering like how to sort that SQL thing.
SQL thing. So Sanjeet, I saw them myself. So there are big, small mistakes you have done. Not major mistake, but very tiny things that you guys have missed, overlooked without thinking whether the code is running or not. So we were just thinking that Chanchal can take you through the solution, and then you can clarify your doubts over there.
Okay. But what about the overall impact on the scores? How
Don't worry about the impact on the scores, because see, I'll tell you why. If you all are not done well, so relatively all look good to you, right? So it's not that some people have got very good marks and some people have got very bad marks in SQL. In SQL, pretty much it's in between. People are neither done too well, so it's like the overall average is low. So when it goes in our reporting system, we do it based on the average marks of the batch. Okay, so for example, if the average is 50, we are just going to we're going to highlight the people. Okay, these are the people who did well in SQL.
Okay.
Okay, so it also shows that the overall average was low.
Okay. So it won't impact the
No,
overall.
and no, it won't. And few things like you might have a strength. Like a few people, I've been teaching you this is my 4th tool with this entire batch. There are certain people who were not interactive or who were not pitching in the class in the first Excel VBA, not there. Some of you have been active throughout, right? But some people were very good in Excel VBA, then they disappeared. Now new people have come in visualization. So you all are also understanding your own strengths. Okay, so don't take it too hard on yourself that, oh my God, how did I not do this when I did everything else? Probably that is not my strength area, right?
Yes.
However, SQL is important for our work, especially the database part, the RDBMS concept, merging of the tables. Those concepts are very important for our work. So if you understand those concepts, then it's good, even though you've not scored very well. Because if you've done good in Power BI, your basic concept of SQL are there. But I was talking to Chanchal and we both are, putting our heads into it to find a little, we have tried different theories, but we want to see that how we can inculcate this merging of the table, because this is actually the pain area for a lot of corporates. That when multiple tables are there, even though everybody knows what is join, what is union, what is inner join, what is left join, but when it comes to implementation, people do not perform that well. Okay, so give us this week's time. I and Chanchal are thinking about it, that how can we make you guys revise and make you guys good in these kind of things.
Yeah, that can be a good outcome. Yeah.
Okay, because like I said, don't go by marks alone. If the overall average is less, you are still safe and you have done wonderful in other module. So you are definitely, you would not be having problem in the report part. But from the learning point of view, we are trying to figure out one or more things to implement or emphasize on these concepts for you guys.
Yes, because what was that if I see that my out of 8, 6 were working.
Your voice is cutting actually, Sanjeet.
Is it fine now? Is it fine now?
Yes.
Yeah, when I say that, my out of 8, 6 were running at my end, but the outcome is the right one or not. How would I, judge on it? Like you give us dashboards, right? So we know that we have to achieve this figure. So it's like we know that, we are going right.
Ma'am, can I pitch
Yes.
in?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
So Sanjeet, I saw your question paper and I guess you've called for a justification also for the scores. And I've given that. I saw your paper again. There are a few errors, but what you've made is that the string to date function that you had to use, I guess, and that's very common for the entire batch. There has been a confusion with that. The syntax is wrong for many of them.
Okay.
So it is not only you. So if it is running at your end, since I don't know whether you've used the string to date function or not, I'm not being able to run the same codes on my laptop.
Okay.
You have used data timestamp. I don't know what is that, because I don't know if you've renamed the column or you've created a new column. So it's like incomplete.
That was to use it date and time at the same time.
No, but the syntax is wrong. So because of that, two of your questions automatically they get incorrect.
But I had got to know that syntaxes are different for different people using it, right? So
No. Syntax do not vary from people to people. It would vary from your software to software.
That I understand, but if it was running at my end, so that is how I had
I ran your queries, Sanjeev. I ran your queries on the same database and they don't work.
So Sanjeet, are you saying you ran the queries and it worked perfectly fine with you?
Yes, it worked. I mean, I'm saying that out of 8, 6 were working.
Sanjeet, are you sure that you submitted the correct file? Because as you're saying, 6 ran completely well for you. There was a syntax error in one question. The logic was the same. It was correct, but instead of an underscore, you used a hyphen in your column name. For that also, you've been like given a part marking, because I understood that could be a typing error, but actually that entire thing makes your syntax go wrong, because
I
SQL
can
does
tell
not
you
read it.
which 2 questions didn't work, and which all 6 were working.
Sanjeev, can we connect a little later, like once the session is over, then so we can do like a one-to-one
The
interaction
session
and
is
understand.
over. The session is over. We are done. A lot of people are started to log off also now. So we can stop recording, Vinay, and probably Sanjeet, if you want to, I don't know,
Yes,
Chanchal, what's your schedule? If you want to spend 5-10 minutes right now with Sanjeet.
I can, not an issue.
Yeah, I can, Chanchal, I can
Alright.
send you those questions which were running at my end and those 2 which were not running.
All right, let's do something, Sanjeet. I'll open the scripts that you've sent and we can match it. Probably, it could be like a different file that you've sent me.
Chanchal, can we do it tomorrow? Something happened to
No
my
problem.
machine, and
No problem.
that is why I've logged into my mobile today. It's like I don't know on what format it